Her Opinion Show, the podcast you didn't know you needed. Real talk, bold truth, her voice, her vision, her rules. Let's get into it.
Cheers.
Cheers. I had one job.
We can start the show with the cheers. Okay, so listen. I love a show where I got special people on that I know I'm going to have a good time.
Yes.
Okay, and today is going to be a good time, Jen.
And girls with a lot of influence.
Yes.
Girl,
yes.
I tell you, whenever I look at, so she knows that I Insta stalk. So she knows
before
that.
she gets into her Insta stalk story. Hey guys, we are back with Her Opinion
There you
Show.
go.
I got my friends with me. We got Torria Lemon.
Hey, y'all.
And I got Chaka.
Hey, guys.
Okay, Chaka.
Our ladies.
I'm going to say Howard today, but I know her as Chaka Jones. But
Hello.
There you go.
then she's a married woman now. And she's Howard. So
There's no
we
hyphen in there?
No.
Okay,
No.
that's
She's
good.
like, I left
that's
that.
good.
I left them.
That's
My
good.
husband was like, no, it's Howard or nothing.
I get it.
I get it.
I'm in the same boat.
But she's
But I
fighting.
still have
She's still fighting.
I have it as my middle name.
Yeah.
So there.
Oh, that makes sense.
So today, guys, I brought you on because you girls are usually in the background making things happen. And we don't like that.
Yeah.
Because y'all do big things. And one of the things that I think we like to do is spotlight the people all around, right? Ooh, someone got the phone on. Okay, that's okay. 'cause
That's
like a goddess.
airplane
Listen,
mode. Sorry
that's
about
what we
that.
do here.
Yeah, you're right.
We're in
I like
space.
it.
We're in
She's
space.
PR, so of course she'll pick it up so quick. She
Sorry
does
about
damage
that,
control.
girls.
But at the end of the day,
It's fixed. It's fixed.
at the end of the day, we're not perfect.
But you know what? I'm just telling you, you are the ones that make things happen. And just Insta stalking you.
Yeah, so now
Just goes to
back
show,
into the-
just goes to show like all the amazing things you do, like some of the foundations that you work with. I'm just like in awe. And I'm just very, very happy that you're here with the show.
You guys have worked with some powerful people, let's be
Yeah.
honest. Sometimes you don't get that recognition. Sometimes you don't. Nobody mentions it. And you have to stalk a little to understand and see what y'all have done. So today we're going to talk about it. Okay, Jen, we're going to pull it out of them.
A little bit deeper inside, because I think a lot of people just see the outside. And whenever you see that Instagram story or things like that, we're like, man, everything went smoothly. Everything was fine. But then, so we've been in the background. We've been invited to some of the events, and then we're there and we see all the great things. And then in the background, we're like, girl, this did not go how I thought.
Most events are ghetto. They just went once. Most events are ghetto till it starts.
We're like, did
and then
we really
everybody-
get invited to this? I'm sorry.
Till it starts, and then everybody's like, "Oh, well, that was a great event, but barely came together. Barely came together."
Hey, the pictures came out good.
We almost lost it.
Oh, yeah.
Dang, no.
But that just goes to show
Yeah.
there's so much work into making something fabulous or barely pulling it together, whatever happens, because a lot of people don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Once they come through that door and show up, you hope that everything looks amazing and you did your job. And hey, it was like, cheers at the end, we did that. Or cheers at the end, I'm exhausted. I don't even care. Leave everything behind.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, go ahead, Jen.
No, just tell us, like, whenever you try to want to work with somebody, what is it that you look for?
So as far as like a client or partnership?
Yeah, clients, both. I
So-
mean, whichever one.
I think when it comes to clients, I try to make sure that the project I actually have a passion for, because I've been presented, as much as I say yes, I say no as well. So there's some things where people have come up with these ideas and I'm just like, I don't think that's for me.
Yeah, yeah. You
I
can
see your-
identify yourself with them.
Right. I can't really see the vision as a whole. And then you have this big vision, but then you have $12 budget. It just doesn't.
The budget has to match, right?
The budget has to match, only because I don't want to walk into a situation where we're bringing in vendors and bringing in affiliates and you have nothing to offer to them, not even money. And so I always look at that. I know some people believe in the method of, or the mindset of, well, a check is a check. Nah, all money ain't good money. And that's just the honest truth. So when it comes to clients, specifically for events, because I do PR, but then I also do events. Every publicist doesn't do events. So that's a difference. But I always just try to see what works for me? What's going to work for my team? Because if it's something we're not enthusiastic about, then I'm not going to take your money. I'm not the girl to take money and try to figure it out. That's just not me. Now, when it comes to partnerships, I like to partner on events with people that we share similarities. We can bounce good ideas off of each other. Chaka and I have known each other for years, but 2025 was the year that we actually partnered on some stuff like more than we've ever done. And when I tell you, we talked day in and day out on this one event, and it was like, girl, I'm done with this. No, girl, I'm done. No, girl, okay, girl, let's keep going. Okay, girl, let's keep going.
And if you don't say I'm done about 4 or 5 times.
Try 50. We were so done.
Like, and then you
I don't
think.
even want you to talk about it. You're going to ruin my best.
And then you have to find people that you work well with, because you don't work well with everybody. And I think that's the biggest thing that we've come at through years now. We've been seeing that, like, everybody's not for you.
No,
everybody's not for you. You can't share everything with everybody. It's a struggle. Chaka and me have been friends for a long time. And that's some of some of the calls we get on that we're like, girl, like, it's just crazy out here. Like, I didn't grow up being a big networker. I was always behind the scenes in a different avenue of what I did. And coming into networking now, you really want to meet people and think everybody's, for you, and they're not. You know, that's another thing is, like, in PR, there's so much competition. In PR, there's so, and what you do as well. Well, luckily, I will say, Chaka, before we get into what you do, I will say you kind of have a better situation when it comes to not having to deal, like, not being a competitive, what do you call it? Not being
competitor?
No, your competitors aren't really at your neck. I think trying to steal your in Houston. I don't feel like.
I mean, probably.
They are? So. Okay. Yeah. Well, you'll spill into that.
But you know what? She's so natural at it. It doesn't feel like it when you talk to her.
And she's lovable. She's so lovable. And I think in this business, we both do, people can like your skill, but if they don't like you, they may not want to work with you. Yeah. And I think we both have like a commonality where we build relationships with our clients. I've witnessed her talk to a client and just say, no, like, we're not gonna be able to do it. She's witnessed me do the same thing. And that transparency helps. Whereas there's some people in our fields, they're just yes men. Yes. Yeah. Oh yes, we'll do it. Yep, we'll do it. And it's like, why the hell would you? Like, what the hell are you?
Yeah, and that's how you get those long-term clients.
Yeah.
Because, they want you to be honest with them.
Yeah.
I think with getting PR and everything, like, I would want somebody to tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you have to.
Yeah.
So
for sure. And then some people that say yes don't even get the job done.
No. Oh,
so,
yeah.
That's the part that is for me is
and
like,
and whenever you do have a relationship with them, it's sometimes hard to like fire them when they are not doing whatever you're doing. But if you are that type of PR person that is attention to detail, that's what's important about it.
Absolutely.
Well, moving on to Chaka.
Chaka, come on, you talk too much. You're talking too much.
Tell them what you do, girl.
So I do events and marketing. So a big part of my company, when you go to the grocery store and you have the girls that give out samples, I contract a lot of those girls for a lot of brands.
Oh, really?
When you go to bars and you see the girls giving out samples of liquor and things like that, I do that. And I also do events. So like Polaris Slingshot, that's one of my big clients, like the 3-wheel car, Foot Locker, we've done a lot with them. We just have a lot of big brands that we do a lot of events for. So I'm kind of like all over the place. If you go to my page, you can't really stalk because there's not much there.
Hey, but what I have seen, I've stalked.
Well, I need to do better. If you look at my tags, you'll see more about me on my tags than you will my posts. It's just hard. I commend all of y'all who can make it happen because it's impossible. It's hard.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that if you don't execute your social media well, people can look at you and say, oh, wow, she doesn't do much, know, but it's like, that's time. Like, I think you can hire somebody to do social media for you, but you have to understand, just like your business takes time and does all those things, you have to put that time into the person that's doing your social media to make the time to create that content because it's value. I think it's value when you like Jen.
So
She's
true.
she's a social media stalker. She needs to know.
I do.
everything.
I do.
And that's true. And that's why I'm trying to get better. But like Latoria, I'm very particular about who I do business with.
Yeah.
I deal with a lot of corporate, which is a lot better because I don't have to deal with so many, you know, like
individuals.
I can do a bigger budget. Now, the thing about it too, you're the face of your brand. So if you say yeah to things and your employees don't execute because you supported something that's not a good product and not a good brand, it's going to reflect on your company.
True.
And 100% of my business have been referrals. 100%. I haven't
That's
went
amazing.
out to anyone. And if one of my clients move on to get a new career, they're bringing our agency on with them.
What are some of your major clients that you do? Like, is it mostly, is it clothing? Is it shoes? What is it?
I would say the bulk of it is liquor. The bulk of it is liquor.
Girl.
And,
No, I'm kidding.
and I didn't bring any liquor with me.
And today she didn't bring it. Damn thing.
That's
Okay,
the thing.
well, to redeem herself, she's gonna have to show up the next podcast with a bunch of liquor.
I did give you some THC.
Yeah, and no, last
Dang.
time. Listen, we don't want that here because last time
Too relaxed.
we were
want
too
that.
relaxed. We were too relaxed.
I had to wake her up from the
Floating.
couch.
No, believe it or not, people aren't drinking as much alcohol anymore. That
Yeah.
is the way to go. Better for you.
But
I mean, I
we
hate
do on
to
this
say
set.
that,
We
but
do on this set.
I'm just saying, you gotta
She's
have
like,
all
no,
options
not
for
on
the
this set.
consumers.
We
You
do
gotta
on
have
this
all
set.
options.
But yeah, the THC I'm for at night when I'm ready to relax. And I'm gonna get a good night's sleep. But during the day, I got shit to do.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, I got shit to do. So I gotta keep.
See,
keep
I would
it-
never hire her.
Hey, and then you can't crash and burn in the middle of the day. You
That's
know what I'm
true.
saying? And liquor does that too.
Yeah.
That's
So-
true.
You gotta keep it going all day.
You be sleepy by 3.
Yeah.
Like,
Victoria,
you're like-
what kind of clients do you usually like kind
Work
of move
with?
to work with?
yeah, so our niche, and when I say our, I'm speaking on behalf of my company, Lemon Limelight Media. We primarily do entertainment and hospitality. So
Okay.
bars, lounges, grills. We've even worked with some hotels. And on the entertainment side of things, we do local and national
Mm-hmm.
campaigns.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
I like the national part.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that national part because
Yeah.
we work very hard, and so I want to make sure that people know and understand. Like, it's not just a Houston brand. Like my motto is, we live here, we don't stay here. Like,
That's
we
right.
will
I
go
love that.
and travel. We've done some amazing things in LA, Chicago, New York, and even some international stuff. And so I like to make sure I put emphasis on that because I think it's so easy for people just to be like Houston publicists.
No, speaking of entertainment, that's how I met Latoria
Yeah.
because I
Really?
was working with Anheuser-Busch
Mhm.
and we were
Okay.
doing a big activation for Travis Scott. When he
Yeah.
came, he had a
Mm.
seltzer called Cacti
Okay.
and I launched that entire program.
Yes,
and
you did.
yeah, and she was the publicist. for that.
Awesome.
So I mean, and who would have known
Yeah.
that we would have became like
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
I could see it.
Like,
I could see
mean,
it.
it's just
works.
amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't even think, and it was years later,
Yeah.
I think Yvonne introduced us and I was
Yeah.
like, oh wait, I met her.
Yeah,
it
was.
so we've
but,
been
you
knowing
know,
each
I-
other for a long time.
We have. It's been some years, and I think that in this business, when things happen organically, it's the best.
Mhm.
If when we met years and years ago, timing is everything,
Yeah.
right? And so it took us several years down the line. I hit up one of our friends, and I was like, I need some girls for an event. Like, I got this rapper here. We need some promotional girls shoot. And Yvonne was like, let me connect you with Chaka. And I was like, I know her. I've met her. Like, we work together. And
Yeah.
sure enough, like, I've utilized her girls for many
She
events
does, she
since
does.
then. And again, we've had some conversations where we worked together and had to sit down and say, hey, friend, like,
Mhm.
I think we have to adjust this, and this.
Mhm.
And that only makes us better.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, I'm going to hire my friend before I hire anybody else.
And
well,
that's
well, if your friend is doing a good job.
Yeah,
'Cause
of
that's
course.
what-
Right.
Because
Yeah,
people
I know,
like, they don't book
100%.
me, They don't book me, and it's like, did
'Cause
you
you
do
suck.
a good job?
'Cause you
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, if you know that, women need to stop all this jealousy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
for
and
sure.
just work together.
We're
and
gonna
that's
get
one
there,
thing
too.
that, yeah,
Absolutely.
We're
sorry.
gonna get
Okay,
there.
sorry.
We
we
might.
could go
I'm-
on and
Listen,
on. We
cheers
put on
to
this
that.
whole
Keep
shit
drinking.
talk
Cheers
about
to that.
And one
Cheers
of the
to
things,
that, girls.
one of the things that me and Chaka have I've never talked on the phone so much. But when it comes to Chaka, we be on the phone. But
Same.
we
And
are actually.
Hey, they've called me on three-way,
Yeah.
so I know the
Latoya be like,
conversation.
"Chaka, I gotta go.
For what it's worth.
Chaka, I gotta go to sleep.
Yeah, but for what it's worth, there's a lot of strategy in those calls.
Absolutely.
But sometimes you vent. I mean, you
Yeah.
go through something in business or people and you vent. And then one thing that we do is hold each other accountable and say, okay, we're not talking about people today. We're not doing that. We don't have time for that shit. You know what? Some people are not worth your breath.
The only one
Because
that I know,
they're
but
stopping
I'm
you
the only
from-
one that we know that says that is Nushin.
What?
I'm just kidding. We're not talking about people today. I'm just kidding.
No, but
No,
we're-
she does.
We're
She's
not.
good. I'm
I
kidding.
try not to.
She really don't talk about
She
people a
don't.
lot.
I know
don't.
she doesn't.
I don't
She-
like to
she's
because
cool.
She
Yeah.
can. She keeps us accountable.
No, she will let you know if she have a problem, but she'll
Yeah.
also let that person
Yes.
know. You know,
Yeah,
that's the
she's
thing about
good.
her. Anything that she says behind
true.
someone's back, she's gonna say it.
Because
to you.
normally
true.
I already
Yeah, I'll be
when
like,
you meet me,
I'll
I'm
tell
already
you.
saying
I'll be
it.
like, Nushin, take it down.
That's why we
18
get
notches.
along
Yeah,
because I need her
18.
to tell me how it is.
Exactly,
Yeah.
she will.
Well,
And she's done that from.
transparency is good.
Yeah.
I think for
Latoya
sure.
will too.
Yeah,
Latoya will
I think
too.
when
I
it
love that.
comes to transparency, like for me, there was years, and I mean years. When I look back on it, I don't think I was like a pushover or anything, but I was more so like, okay, well, I was a it is what it is type of girl.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't address because I'm so non-confrontational. Like I don't like I just don't
Bickering
like all that. I don't
back
like
and
that.
forth,
And
yeah.
I know everybody receives things differently. But
Right.
as I've grown, I've said, certain things aren't a matter. You just need to address it. Because
True.
if we're all
That's so
trying to
true.
be better, then I want you to know as my friend, you can say, okay, friend, you probably should have done X, Y, Z. And I can say, you know what? I could understand that, but that takes maturity and that takes being open in your heart and in your mind. Like I know
Yeah.
some people that their head is so strong and so big and ego so humongous to where I couldn't say anything. I couldn't even say, hey, your zipper's open.
Yeah.
Don't nobody ever tell me about my zipper.
Yeah.
What?
No,
That's
it's that
very
crazy.
sensitive
It's that
people.
crazy.
Hey,
Like,
talking about zipper, that happened to you one time. I had to tell you your zipper was open.
Really, thanks.
Did you
for-
get mad about it?
Thanks for reminding
Yeah,
me.
thank you.
Did you get
Just had
mad?
to put it out there.
Oh, okay. I was
normally I'm
like,
that type
don't
of
get
person
mad.
that's
Yeah,
like,
you
when
got
I-
I can't be your friend anymore.
I'm
You got
like,
mad
no.
about that zipper.
No,
To.
No, I'm the type of person that's like, you let me go all day with my eyeliner running. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
Like
get it.
seriously, you have to. I mean, now there's a time and a place to tell somebody you don't. Latoria, your whole boobs hanging out. We're not doing that.
Oh,
you know what I'm
no,
saying?
Just
y'all,
let it
y'all
out
can
there
tell
to the
me.
show.
Mom will start
The
hanging.
rest of the show.
Yeah, no, it's like
She's like, let me
you
check
know what
my
I'm saying?
boobs.
Like that's a respectable way
Yeah,
to do
it's
something.
never what
There's
you
a way
do.
to embarrass somebody, and
For
there
sure.
and there's a lot of people that are like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not that
You're
type.
right.
I'm
No.
not unless I know you were playing around.
For
but
sure.
you don't come at people that way. And when I was
Oh,
younger,
no.
I am a person that's very straightforward.
She is.
And
Right.
I've come off in ways that have offended people because as a young person, you don't know
Right.
you don't know your place with people. You don't know who's sensitive, who's not, how to move. Now I just like I'm not
She just
saying
said-
nothing to that girl because she gonna cry.
Right. Right.
I'm not saying nothing to her because she's gonna cry. But I've learned that there's a way to say things. There's a way to do things, and there's also people that you can't tell them anything. You really can't, because I don't believe in you have something that you don't like about me, or you have something that's bothering you, and you don't address it with me. Instead, you address
Yeah.
it with her.
But see, and I think for me, I feel like if your insecurities are so loud to where I can't even whisper something to you,
Ooh.
who's the problem?
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
That's
You
that
know what I mean?
publicist. That's that
Yeah.
publicist.
Like,
Big
seriously.
Yeah,
G.
that's what I was saying.
Seriously, like
If you got a problem with me, you better see Latoria.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Latoya.
Well, I'm pretty sure your clients like that.
See
Well,
my
they
PR.
do.
You know, that's why they work with you because they
Right.
want that. You know, they don't want somebody to be lying to them constantly.
No.
I mean, we
it's been
like
super
it,
helpful.
but we need that honesty.
No, she's so transparent. When we did an event together, I must say we both. That's our careers, and I must say everything that could go wrong was going wrong.
Oh God.
And that made me love her even more because when I tell you we were on the same page, and she's just I do have a problem with voicing my opinion. You know that. And I'm trying to get better. You know, like I'm the type I'll just cut you off. But I am liking the way they do it because I feel like it is kind of fair. But sometimes I'm like, I don't want to rekindle anything. I don't want to. But Latoria, when I work with her, I mean, the way she will speak to someone, she will make sure it gets escalated. You know, like she was always transparent with me. I mean, that's just so hard to find. And even the trust, like even when we were like at the end, we were dividing our proceeds and I was like, hey Latoria, you didn't add this and this, and she was like, no. I mean, it's just like that's just so rare. She's a rare breed.
Oh, I love
She's
you.
a rare breed.
It's like it's a match make. Like people don't even understand the behind the scenes. Like the event we're talking about,
y'all.
the event we're talking about, we had to travel for this event. I don't even want to give too much detail, but
Please
we had to travel for this
don't.
event.
Well, give the
And
detail.
no,
I mean, we don't know.
I'm gonna give you
Give me
some.
enough details so I can know the background.
It was a big event.
It was a big event for a main attraction event.
Sports.
And you got it. Chaka took her husband's truck and loaded up all the stuff that we needed.
Lord.
We had to drive like 7 hours with all the stuff on the back of the
What
truck.
was in that truck though?
Everything, tables, products.
Really?
I mean,
Yo, even though we're like bosses, we would get our hands dirty.
No, seriously,
like for real,
The
we would get our
person that
hands
was
dirty.
supposed
We would
to
get our
see
hands
that.
dirty.
You have to.
But
You
people,
don't-
some people feel like they can't.
But you
we're
don't
not
hear
above.
that,
Yeah.
especially in PR people.
Yeah.
You think they were just like, oh,
Well,
they
but
look
you're
so
talking
good.
about event. You're talking about
No, I
events.
know, but I'm
It
just
doesn't
saying
matter.
that
It
this
doesn't
is
matter.
very
So
Exactly.
let me
Yeah.
just kind of break down some things because I want to make sure it's understood because I want to provide respect to every publicist out there. Every publicist doesn't do events, right? There's some publicists that strictly just do campaign building, brand strategy, communications, whatever the case may be. They may not ever touch an event. My company, we do PR, we execute red carpets, we also do event execution. That's a entity. It's not offered by every publicist. So for me, I didn't realize I had been doing events all my life, whether it was pageants, I was senior class president, so I curated prom. Our prom was top notch, everything. So I just always loved events. But I also knew in order to make an event happen, the person that's over it is no bigger than any other position. So if I can't find the janitor, I'm picking up the trash.
Yeah.
If I can't find the cook, I'm putting stuff on the plate. So that's that mindset. And I've met some other people before where I'm like, this your event? Why the trash? Why you ain't where the drinks? I done been the bartender, I done been the valet, I done been everything. And the consumer never know that I'm not supposed to be doing all that I'm doing because I want to make sure I provide the experience. I would never be bigger.
And that keeps you humble.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Because I think that's one of the things my dad loves to teach me in our business. Same thing. It's like, oh, you know, like we've grown so far, but to be able to say that I don't clean the toilets anymore, that's an accomplishment.
Right.
But if the cleaning,
you will.
but I
You
will.
will.
If the cleaning,
If you
lady-
had to, yeah.
will.
No,
This
I
girl would
just
get our hands
did.
dirty.
I
I
just did
I
a couple
was on
of
the
weeks
phone
ago.
with
like,
you.
tell us
And I was
about
like,
that.
I would quit.
And she's
quit.
like, I'll quit. But
Ain't
it
no
is,
way.
you know, there's times that like our cleaning crew doesn't show up, and here I go walk in the bathroom. I'm like, damn it,
Yeah.
gotta get the
Yeah.
gloves,
Yeah,
gotta
you
go
gotta
in there,
do it.
gotta do. You know, it's a representation of you,
Of course.
and that's a good entrepreneur, a good business person, a good business owner, because you're like, I'm not about to go down like
No,
this.
because the
all.
three of us do not have to do what we do. We
Right.
don't. We don't have to get our hands dirty. But I care about my brand so much. I
Sure.
care about my client. It's not about any of that. And that's why we get continuous business. That's why
But it's
he's been
true.
around
Like
for
if
so
somebody
long.
were to
Yeah.
walk up and see that, they're like, "Who is in charge of this
Right.
this
Right.
organization?" Or you know,
It's a mess.
Yeah,
What is this?
you know, and it's hard, but it's something that everyone thinks about whenever they are at an event, and it's not as good as it is. We're like, who's who's in
Absolutely.
charge of this thing?
And that's, you know, don't get me wrong, because by nature we tend to act and say things that we shouldn't say right away. Like, I mean, I've learned in business, I don't do that. Like, I'll walk and think, let me give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe, you know, staff didn't show up, whatever,
course,
whatever.
yeah.
But there's times you walk in and you'd be like, oh, no.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
like it looks
Right.
like it's all in order,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
was
not.
like-
Yeah,
Like the
When was the
restaurant
last
we
time
went
they
to the other
cleaned?
day.
When was the last time they cleaned?
A mess.
You know? But yeah, and so listen, everything, like we said, you don't know. You don't know what
Yes.
goes on behind the scenes. But tell me, is there ever, and of course we're not going to say who it was, but is there ever one of those clients or one of those accounts that you were like, oh, this is the one, this is it. And then it was a total gaslight. It was a total like, no, hell no.
Lord.
You're like, which one do I pick?
There might be a few, but I'm like that one that you were like, never again. Even
Let
though
me
I hear
check and
Chaka
see
say that
when
a
the
lot.
NDA expires. No, let me see.
Like, so I'll
Do
speak to
y'all
that.
sign
Okay.
NDAs for that?
Well,
I
she,
have a lot.
she's
Yeah.
more
With the
because she's like
celebrities.
In
more
entertainment,
like
yeah.
with them. But for myself, not really. I mean, like at the end of the day, everybody like again, I deal with more corporate, so I appreciate that a lot
Yeah.
more. And like Latoria was saying earlier, like I will vet my client. Every client isn't a good client, you know. And for some
But
of
that's
the people
now,
that
maybe
yeah.
not in the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had
when you
some.
vet them, they
remember-
sound good. They sound
Some are
good.
catfish.
Remember for the cook-off, I was about to
Yes, she
curse
was
this
about-
one client
Some
out.
are catfish.
I just said I've heard her say never again many times.
Yeah, no, I have wanted to go off, but I'm not gonna lie, y'all. The ones that pay the least are the worst.
Let me tell you something. The ones that pay the least,
You
Kick
would
'em to
think
the
they're
curb.
the
They
most
are.
appreciative.
No,
Yes.
no.
No.
Because in their mind, I truly do think that they feel like they should still be getting the biggest package that you have. Even though they paid $18.
$18
$18
for
Wait.
the day.
$18.
No, let me tell you something. I ain't leaving my
Okay.
garage for $18 for nobody.
I'm not even picking up my
It's a
phone for
joke.
$18.
No,
It's
a joke.
just
It felt like
just a
sign
little
up.
jokey
Latoya,
joke.
it felt like
Where do I
18
sign
bucks.
up for
She's just
mine?
saying lowest on the totem
I know.
pole.
No,
No.
seriously, but I learned something some years ago. I had a client that I worked with for years named David Banner, a rapper. And he came to Houston and we were doing some press and I had a car service for him and everything. And he hops in my car. And I was like, what? Why are you getting in my car? Like, you got your
Wrong
car.
car.
He was like, no, let's just talk. And so he had been observing some things. And round two.
Okay. Oh.
We chatted about business and he told me something that has stuck with me. He said, baby girl.
This is a good story, right?
So I don't even know who that is.
Y'all,
David
I was going to
Banner's
say this
a-
can't
Latoria
go- this
has
can't
class.
I
go back.
need to
Latoria
stalk
has
him,
class.
so I don't know who that
No,
is.
Da-
He's
David
an
Banner.
older rapper,
Okay.
so
Real girls get down on the floor.
Oh, I do know that.
Okay, like a pimp, like a
yeah,
pimp.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
there
if
we
she
yeah.
didn't, she wasn't gonna
She
embarrass
don't
us.
know who he is. Child, Google. Okay. But
Yeah.
so
Show her, David.
to speed it up. So David is a top-notch type of guy. He dang, you got the chasers too?
We got it all. We got it all. It's a late night.
It's definitely okay. So he was talking to me and he said, "You're so valuable." And he was like, "You bring a lot to the table." And he told me, he said, "Every time I work with you, I end up getting lots of bags, right?" Now, mind you, in my job at PR, it's behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I get you media, but there's times where people will come to me, they see me working with somebody, and they'll say, "Hey, we want, book this person, whatever." Cool. David told me, he said, "As long as you continue to do what you're doing, I want you to either be expensive or be free. Never be cheap."
I love it.
He said,
That's
"Never be
great.
cheap."
That's a good
That's
one.
right.
Seriously, and with that,
Yes.
And hold it.
It-
Hold,
you have
hold
to
true
hold
to
it.
it. Hold true
Yeah.
to what your worth is.
because the people that I have said, "Oh, I just want to help," or "Let
Look
me
at
meet
Jen
them
taking
halfway."
notes on that one.
You look at her putting it in her
Look,
Bible.
I am. That's a good one.
No, seriously,
I like that.
The people that sometimes you try your best to help, or you may say, "Oh, they can't really meet the budget." They're gonna be the ones that's blowing up your phones the most. They're gonna be the ones that's unappreciative. They're gonna have people in their ears saying, "Girl, I saw she had such and such on CNN. Why she ain't got you on CNN?"
Yeah.
Girl, you're not even CBS.
I was just thinking that, Latoria. Why didn't you get me on?
Like Sesame Street?
Why you haven't gotten us on CNN yet?
I'm thinking about
but
it.
very true. I mean, like it is, and those are lessons learned too, because
Yeah.
we don't know when we first come into business and we go through it and then we're like, no, I'm not doing that anymore, or no, I did that favor, it wasn't worth it. I got burned, and that's kind of what we see a lot. And
Yeah.
then you realize when you get those little bits of like good gems,
Yeah.
that it's like, I know exactly what he's talking
Exactly.
about. Exactly
Yeah.
what he's talking about. And I mean, we were here to have fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That was a good one. Okay. But we need something juicy. I feel like we need something juicy. And Chaka, okay, whatever. Every client is good.
Does she
I'm
want
so
to-
happy. Blah blah blah.
I don't think I said
Okay,
that.
well, give me something.
I said to cook off that idiot.
But don't you have to like pitch something to somebody? Like
Yeah, she's gotta
that's
call
your
up to this.
job. Your job is kind of like to like, hey, this person is a good fit for you, or has there been somebody? No,
No, that's not what she does. Actually,
doesn't
she's
do that?
she's
I have an idea.
Yeah.
and it's-
Wait, what's your idea? What's your idea?
what?
Penises on the wall.
Of
what?
Here?
Wait,
Okay,
what?
explain, because we
so-
got 10 minutes on the
Yes,
clock.
come
Shaka
on.
has to
we
explain
gotta
that.
Explain it,
explain
Chaka.
this.
I was so
No,
embarrassed.
I can't talk about that because that's
What?
a current client.
Okay, you know
Ooh,
what?
to
Just
be
do it as a
continued.
hypothetical. Like
We did-
hypothetically.
I'll dress it up for you.
Yeah.
so dress it up as a
We had
different
it- we
client.
had
She'll be
it-
laughing for about 5 minutes.
This girl I know.
Okay.
Some girl, right?
Her name starts with a C.
Okay.
So she
H.
initial CH. Like she
Yeah.
Not Chaka.
never. Girl, no. So
Let's just
she
say.
had an event with her friend whose name starts with an L.
Ooh.
And
At a very big event.
oh my God, huge.
Okay.
And so the girl name with the C, her client decided that they wanted to kind of like do an
Oh,
activation.
I know the client.
Yeah.
Wait, an activation of what?
This is
So
a horror story.
So
we were talking about.
it's the liquor
I gotta.
company. So
Okay. No,
Okay.
I gotta know. I'm an outsider looking in.
No, we got
you
it.
can't
Well,
tell you
we'll
the
tell
liquor
you behind
company.
the
No, no,
But
let's
this
just
is
modified
the-
version.
Let's just say a modified version of some
I'm
kind of
so
liquor
long
company.
story short, I'm gonna do it in 30 seconds.
Okay.
So we have this venue. The venue is really cutesy. I like it.
Mhm.
We like it. But we had already advised everyone, like, bring your own decor because there's exhibits in
She's
this.
talking
Yeah.
about the clients.
The clients.
Oh.
There's exhibits in this venue space.
Your own booths, let's
that-
just say.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that is explicit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the
Oh.
client's time to shine.
yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
So
Okay.
deck it out. So deck it out. I mean, I'm thinking, ooh, LED lights. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, deck it out. The client.
I mean, they told us they were decking it out.
And when they
sent
say
us-
deck it
they
out,
sent
they
us-
don't mean a fold out table. Okay? No fold
That's
out
what
table.
I'm thinking. Decking out.
not
Well, I'm
for a
thinking-
big sponsorship, not
I'm
for
thinking-
a 20 grand and more sponsorship.
Wow.
You need to-
Okay.
You need to deck it out.
long story short, there was this huge picture on the wall from the exhibit that the venue had, not us, but we told everyone to cover it up. The exhibit was naked men everywhere.
Oh.
Well, the client comes in and says, "Oh, I love it.
Oh, no.
That was honest.
Oh, my.
This is perfect." I was like, I said, Shaka, your client is like,
She's loving it.
Hence why you haven't seen a recap video.
yeah, we didn't even post the
Oh,
recap.
wow.
It was
Oh,
peanut,
no.
like it was male parts everywhere.
Oh,
And we
God.
had media reps there.
And
we
it
had
wasn't even
influencers.
Pride Weekend.
No, it was
Or
it was
bachelorette
Ride
weekend.
Weekend.
Or
It was
bachelorette.
it was a lot. Like all of the pictures, and the client set up the whole activation in front of the male
Ooh.
genital parts, and
Oh,
we just was
no.
like,
Wow.
and so and mind you, this is Shaka's client, but our partner on this event.
Wait, is this in Houston?
No.
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
somewhere else.
Okay, good.
No, different
All right.
states.
That's
So
what
we
I'm
get
thinking.
Next
This
question.
I'm
is
gonna
7
laugh.
hours.
Next
Okay,
question.
but I get it. I get what you're saying, and you get into these.
We can laugh about it now, but
Yeah.
we cried.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
really did cry.
And
No,
then it's
no.
a representation of you guys.
Yeah.
At that.
That's
Hey,
number
but
one.
Hold
That's
on.
number one.
You made it work. And that's the thing that all of your vendors and people
No, I
kind
would've
of
left.
were. No, I know you would. But let me just tell
I
you,
sat in the car for some time.
my
Oh, so
deal
you weren't
was
on a
like,
Zoom
how
call?
did not
I was.
everybody leave?
So you weren't on a
Well,
Zoom call?
because there were still people
Did y'all
coming.
hear that?
That was still-
she wasn't on a Zoom call.
I was. I really
Oh,
was.
she said
Oh,
she was on a
Lord.
Zoom call, but she was really
I was on
hiding.
the Zoom call with Travis' team. I
She was.
I
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But listen, yeah, those are things like as knowing you girls and knowing how we roll. I know that feeling. I
Yeah.
would be like, how
It-
did I get here? Like, what in
Seriously.
the hell?
It
Like,
was so bad, and I know we're limited on time, but I just want to say this. We were scheduled to stay in that city like 2 more nights. we packed up our ish. And we got in the car.
Hey, you guys, we had some cool activations we could have been a part of.
Everything.
We were so
Nike,
drained.
everything.
We were like, let's go home.
It's done.
So.
Yeah.
We drove home. I think the
know
most
those
peace
feelings.
we got was
That
like
just
at
shows
the
how much
Buc-ee's.
we care about our brand. We
Seriously.
care
That's
about
great.
what we do.
Yeah.
We care about, everything. Like, it's not about money for us because you gotta care.
Yeah.
Oh, for
You
sure.
gotta care. If you don't care, you won't grow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
we've
It
both been
takes-
in business.
It takes one thing. Like, I mean, I'm in sports. And so it's like my girls, when they throw a fit on the court.
Yeah.
And that one time that college coach is there, saw you throw a fit.
Yeah.
It's the
That's
one
true.
time some big person's there that might want to hire y'all, and penises are on the wall. Penises are on the motherfucking wall. Cheers, girls, because listen, I know, I get it. And I love y'all. And I know that we could like sat here and
All
really
day.
killed it.
We
all
need a
day
part
on this.
two.
We need a
Yeah.
part two,
We need a part
3,
two.
4,
We do.
5.
We
Yeah.
do.
We do? Okay,
Well,
so
we
we'll
need
do
to
it
talk
again.
more stories because I know you have years of experience and you have those
Yeah.
stories.
We work with some cool people.
No, we do. I mean, we definitely work with some cool people. And I think I'll say this, and this isn't like a funny story. This is more so like a, hey, girls, like if you're going to be a girl's girl, be a girl's girl.
Right.
Like there's nothing that will come across my desk that I'm like, can I plug in Chaka where I'm not? Like, and there's been some times where she said, girl, I'm not going to charge. No, yes, you are.
No, you
Send
guys.
me the
She was
invoice.
like, Chaka, I need this and this. I'm like, girl, I'm not charging you. She's like, no, charge
I love
me.
that collaboration
That-
because it's very rare to find
No,
that in
it's
business.
so rare because she could have still just kept the money and still, but no, that's what
That's
girl
good.
power is.
And
That's what
and
girl
I think
power
the thing is that when we say stuff like that, I think the key is it takes a lot for some people who are very creative
Sure.
to come up with the things they come up with. And when there's copycats out there,
Yeah.
it's like you have to understand you may be able to copy somebody, but at the end of the day, you're not gonna be able to keep it up.
No, you can't. I say this all the time. So my last name's Lemon. I'm a lemon girl. I almost wore my lemon dress today, but I was like, I don't want to do
You
too
got it
much.
ready.
But I do got my lemon purse over there.
Okay.
Nonetheless, I say this with love. I can give you the recipe to my lemonade. It ain't gonna taste the same when you make it.
I love
It
that.
is not.
Okay, I
Because-
think we dropped 3 gems.
I know.
So far.
No,
There's a
you
lot of
guys,
these little-
but that just shows she's a publicist and she knows
It
how to
is
say it.
100.
But to piggyback on that, you guys, like a lot of people think they can do it. You have no clue.
Right.
Sometimes we make it
Oh, yeah.
look easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
But
at
the
all.
bottom
You have no
line,
clue.
and I
That's
think
true.
this is a big factor to end this on, you do me right, I'm going to do you right.
Bingo.
That's it.
Mhm.
You do
That's
right by
it.
me,
It's that
I'm going to do
simple.
right by
That's
you.
it.
And we're going to rock it all the way to the
Color
top.
purple.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
Color
at
purple.
the end of the day, we can all make it to the top.
Yeah.
Sure.
Don't bite off me, I won't bite off you.
Yes.
Boo boo.
Hey, women, y'all
love
don't
that.
realize you can all make it if we work together.
If we
can
work
make it
together.
together.
Yes.
But that ain't gonna
Seriously.
happen. So.
And come,
She's like reality check.
That ain't gonna happen.
Reality
Some of
check.
y'all got
Women that
some
way,
bad apples.
Yeah.
and you
They do.
don't, and like come to people, tell them, hey, like if people came to me and said, I got this idea, or what do you think if I did this? I'd be happy to help you.
Yeah.
And I'll be happy to tell you, don't do that shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it is what it is. Like it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, but
Y'all don't
Hey.
listen to her too much because she'll shoot down all your goals.
you're a
Yeah.
damn lie. You are a lie.
Hey,
She
it's
lied.
okay. It's okay. Hey, she got us to this point.
Yeah,
And
we're
that's
here.
all. That's true.
and this
I
is
gotta
beautiful.
give cheers.
No,
I
Let
gotta
me
give
know
cheers.
what
No,
Chuck ain't invited back.
no.
Chuck ain't invited back.
No, this is beautiful. More success to you
No,
all.
no.
This is
I
everything.
tell you.
Someone's calling.
Yes.
There you go. Success.
Chaka the hater. Wait, hold on. Chaka said she'll shoot down all your goals, but she literally calls me every day to get my advice.
No, I'm saying she won't have zero tolerance for what you have to say. So
Hey, but that's
you
how you
gotta
get
take
to
with
where
a
you
grain of
get.
salt.
Hey, she shut down a lot of my ideas, which is good.
So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
she's
but
a
you know what?
consumer. But it's
she's
like-
guiding us to
But
where
your
she's
ideas are
where I
still your
am.
ideas. It's good
Yes.
to get a good opinion, but
Yeah.
if you really feel strong and
Hey,
passionate,
it's
'cause
her
my mom,
opinion.
no,
It's my opinion.
my mom is a very big supporter, but she's also like, well, don't go to jail doing this. Don't go. I'm like, Mom, what are you talking about?
Jail. She goes all the way to the
honey, where's
extreme.
my purse?
She take it too.
So I'm gonna end on this. I like everything to look good, and I'll tell you, no,
I
it's
mean,
not
I tell
gonna
you
look
that.
good.
No,
And
no.
I think Latoria and me, that's where we come in.
No,
that's
Social media and PR, we know.
Hey,
You
you
know
guys,
it.
but y'all appreciate that because Nusha's not gonna let you look
I
crazy.
will never
I
let
was
you look
I
bad.
was
Yeah,
telling
seriously.
Torria, like I was like, Nusha, when we would hang out, she'd be like, "Hey, let me see a picture of your friend."
Yeah.
It's true.
Stop. But
It
it's
has
true.
to match with your brand.
Yeah. No, but no, my thing is Chaka be bringing people to
Hold
the
on.
club. We'll be waiting in line for 2 hours with her people.
No, we need
Chaka.
easy access.
Chaka, she lets us be in her picture.
There you go.
There you go. There
That's
you
how
go.
you know you
She
made
lets us
it.
be in her picture.
All right, we out.